Hello Capricorn, happy Saturday. This is going to be how you can prepare for the colder months. For Capricorn, how can you prepare for the colder months? What can you do to prepare for the colder months? For Capricorn. What can Capricorn do to prepare for the colder months? Well, obviously make sure that you bathe your toes. As the cat was doing. Make sure that you take care of your feet in the wintertime. Make sure you're not getting blisters. Definitely make sure you're not getting blisters in your socks, especially if you are diabetic. So let's draw some clarifiers for these. And I'll just flip that for now. Okay, for strength, the clarifier for strength. I'm using the Druidcraft, the Mary L, and the Celtic Tree Oracle. Mary L I am not as familiar with. So, clarifier for the High Priest and the Ace of Cups. And they came out sideways too. Clarifier for the King of Wands. Clarifier for the King of Wands. Clarifier for the Two of Swords. Clarifier for the Seven of Swords. And for the Hanged Man, the clarifier for the Hanged Man. Two woes. Symbols of independence, of also being part of the pack. Finding your independence as part of the pack. For Capricorn, what they can do to prepare for the colder months for Capricorn. Capricorn. What can they do to prepare for the colder months? Capricorn. What can they do to prepare for the colder months? Capricorn. Okay, it doesn't want to add anything. So, strength. Okay, strength. This is about overcoming obstacles. This is about using your internal grace. Sometimes it's a public display. So it's about overcoming these obstacles with gentleness, with love, with caring. It's about your unconditional love, your courage, your faith, patience, that inner calm, and knowing that you've got this, that kind of inner knowing. So when you're facing obstacles, like here in the physical world, pay more attention to your spiritual, pay more attention to your passion, your joy in life than what's going on here in the physical world. And the clarifiers, 4 swords, 10 of wands, 9 of swords. I've been using her definitions of these for her deck. So 4 swords, establishing and grounding, making a plan, taking action to turn your thoughts and ideas into reality. 9 of swords. Nine of swords. So coming home. That's interesting. Coming home. And that castle in the dream, the lighthouse, definitely about homecoming in your dreams, bringing back what you have learned. This is an interesting interpretation for the 9 of swords. So it's the truth that you know and realizing your ideas, using what you have learned for the betterment of the world and yourself. 10 of wands. Victory and success. Conquering. And it's very Sagittarius looking, right? Yes, the Archer, very Sagittarius looking. So then here we've got the Ace of Cups and the High Priest sideways. So interesting, if the Ace of Cups is upright, the High Priest is in the reverse. So a delay or a lack of creativity due to dogma, if it's or a lack of new relationships due to being stuck in tradition. So if it's like that, it's not seeking guidance because you're stuck. You don't have that creativity. You don't have that flow. Things are going backwards. They're getting put back in instead of flowing outwards. So yeah, there's this issue. What is the High Priestess, the Chariot, and the Magician, all court cards for clarifiers. Interesting. Let's see what she says for the High Priestess, the Chariot, and the Magician. And they were all sideways too, just like the High Priest. So the High Priestess and the High Priest. Okay, this is what the High Priestess looks like with the pomegranates between the pillars of justice, the doorway between worlds. So it says possibilities behind the veil, secrets and mysteries. So that's quite in keeping with it. Message from your unconscious or your subconscious. Your body is your temple. In the reverse, it talks about being unmasked, secrets being revealed. What is unknown becomes known and clarified, or you are unable to see the signs, receive the message, and know the secrets. So yeah, that's talking about dogma and being stuck in dogma. Wait a minute. Yeah, being stuck in dogma. The Magician. So the Magician gathering tools. This is what he looks like in the upright, and he's got the Kabbalah there. He's coming out of the water on a rose or a peony, and he's got the infinity sign above him. So this is what he looks like in the upright in the Mary L. So it is, yes, gathering two skills and resources to manifest, pretty much the traditional meaning. Protecting guiding power of your destiny. Skills used for good. In the reverse, unrealized potential, unused skills, not able to express your genuine self or reach your full potential. Your skills are being used for bad. It can be cunning, charlatan, trickster, or scoundrel. To me, this is about like you're not realizing your skills. So if you're giving into dogma, you're not realizing your skills. You're not realizing your potential. You're not realizing what you've got. And then how does she interpret the Chariot? Interesting. More wolves. The wolves of winter. More wolves in this card. So this one was sideways also. So upright, yeah, taking the reins of your destiny, free will. Using reason and free will to make use of your skills, false energies to achieve your goals. To be the best person that you can be, to be the most effective. In reverse, over controlling, which is dogma, from the High Priest and the High Priestess. Yes, that dogma, that inability to receive messages. It says in the reverse, guide, don't dominate. Allow room for growth. Release some control and trust. Relax. Yeah, and it talks about no progress. So that's pretty much working but not accomplishing anything. Yeah, that's pretty much the traditional interpretation. So you need to use your strength. You need to listen to your intuition, listen to your inner guidance, and not give in to like this dogma. You need to let stuff flow. because there is potential when you let stuff flow. Don't give in to like traditions or rituals that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you from having this potential, this new beginning, this flow. Here we've got the King of Wands, and this can be about entrepreneurship or going out on your own, but it's about taking charge of what it is you want to transform in your life. And then the Four of Cups and the Devil. For the clarifiers, let's see what she says about the Devil. Opposition of self or others, lies, illusions, half-truths, misrepresentation, bondage, materialism, and greed. Selling your soul, obviously, to the devil. Responsibilities. So not being able to transform your life the way that you want, or if you do, you don't want to give up your soul to have that, to have the transformation you want. You don't want to sell your soul to the devil, because in the end that's going to hurt you. And what does she say for Four of Cups? Patience, strength, and endurance, slow and steady work. Slow and consistent emotional strength is going to help you achieve what you want. Bring forth your gifts and you'll be rewarded for your good work. Interesting that didn't come out sideways. Yeah, so you don't need to bind yourself to the devil. You don't need to give in to addictions or compulsions in order to achieve what it is that you want, in order to have this transformation and be in charge of how you want to transform your life or yourself, or if you're opening a new business, since this is the entrepreneur card, or the card of side hustles, you don't need to sell your soul. You just need to have patience. Slow and steady work is what it's saying. So this Two of Swords in the reverse, this talks about, I'll show it to you upright, it talks about being at that crossroads and needing to make a decision, and how sometimes you can be stuck or you can close yourself off from your emotions and passions due to vulnerability, and that makes it hard to make a decision. So in the reverse, it can talk about fear and confusion, feeling overwhelmed, and at a stalemate, in how you can't make this decision. You're not able to find your balance and have peace. Okay, or love holding your thoughts hostage, and that means you can't make a decision. You can't find peace. Let's see what we have here. We have Five of Wands, Eight of Wands, Eight of Discs, Five of Wands. Okay, so this talks about perseverance. That's a different interpretation. I usually read it as brainstorming or competition for resources, but you're brainstorming to come up with a way around them. So she talks about it as perseverance, hard work, dedication, and a singular focus that overcomes, like you're trailblazing. So this decision is about trailblazing. Eight of Discs, Eight of Wands, and Two Kings. So let's go to the Kings. So you're trailblazing. Okay, the King of Discs. Heaven or hell of your own making. Your life is your creation and kingdom. You own the whole thing. Yeah, heaven or hell of your own making. And this is quite obviously Pan, right? You can see. And he's eating the knowledge of good and evil. He's eating the apple. He's also eating the future, the divinatory future. And there is something about Halloween. A badger or something badger-like. And a pumpkin. Something badger-like and a pumpkin. Sorry. So yeah, you're trailblazing. You're indecisive about this trailblazing and how it's going to affect your world. This heaven or hell of your own making. The King of Cups is usually mastering your own emotion. This is obviously Poseidon. So she talks about being an artist, being a diplomat. Yeah, heaven or hell of your own making, and needing to make this decision, but feeling like you're held hostage by love. So this King of Cups, bringing what is dark to light, making darkness conscious, bringing things to the surface. So when you're trailblazing, you're bringing things to the surface. You have a deep creative vision and you want to transform. It's that King of Swords again. You want to transform. You could get a sudden insight or realization, an instant when the solution becomes clear, an epiphany that helps you grasp something. So then let's go to the Eight of Wands, which looks a little bit more like the traditional Devil card. That's interesting. So this Eight of Wands, let your mind relax. Where did I just see that? Let your mind relax into art, music, and poetry, beautiful words, colors, patterns, and rhythms, and you will begin to understand the subtle nature of the universe. That's going to help you get the epiphany. Interesting. For the Eight of Wands, interesting interpretation. It talks about being self-aware, finding your true self, setting your soul free after a long sleep, becoming conscious of something. So very much like the Five of Wands energy, you're going to become conscious of something, you're going to brainstorm, and you're going to reawaken that passion. She has some different interpretations for cards than what I'm used to. So Eight of Discs, peaceful coexistence, fairness, justice, harmony, balance. Be present in the moment. The manifestation of your life is a work of art. That is very interesting. Because to me, it's about mastering things. It's about yeah, your life as a work of art is about mastering how you move through the world, the material world, and how you move spiritually through the universe. That's interesting. We have the red lion, and the Five of Wands, the red lion too. But he's got a golden aura and golden paws. Lions and wolves for you in the colder months. Strength. They're both about strength. So this Two of Swords in the reverse is about how you're finding your way. It's a lot like the King of Wands. It's about how you're finding your way in the universe, or refining yourself again and taking control of yourself again. And we have all sevens. So this is quite interesting. Okay, Seven of Swords. It has like three meanings to me, basically. It's a plan to get away from negative people. It's overworking, like burning the candle at both ends. It can be closing off your intuition and giving into your fears and anxieties. That's when it's overworking, because you're afraid you won't have enough money. So you overwork because of fear and anxiety. It's also about deception, or somebody stealing something, getting away with something, gossiping, usually at work, doing something like that. Let's see what her clarifiers say. Seven of Discs. Embodiment of careful planning, hard work, skillful execution. Toil comes to fruition. Execution of your intent and free will. Awaken a sleeping giant inside you. Interesting. So yeah, this could be about not blocking your intuition with your fear and anxiety. It could also be about how you're burning the candle at both ends and getting away from that. And then here's Seven of Cups. A wolf again. Introspection, self-examination, inward looking. So it's not about choices in her deck. It's not about the multiple choices on which path to go, whether to follow yourself, your own guidance, to get away from the fear and the anxiety from the overworking. It's not about that. It's about truth is wide, vision is narrow. Focus your vision on what you desire, not on what you fear. So yeah, instead of fearing you won't have enough finances and you're blocking your intuition on what you should do and being unable to make this decision on how you want to transform, it's telling you, that's why there's a wolf, it's telling you you can make your own path, you can go your own way. And then we have the Hangman, more sevens, Seven of Wands and Seven of Swords. So you got all the sevens, right? So the Hangman is about getting new knowledge. You have to give up the old knowledge to get the new knowledge, okay? You have to give up the old patterns of behavior to get the new, and you're sort of stuck. It's sort of like that Two of Swords in the reverse, because you're sort of stuck if you don't give up the old to gain the new. Okay? So this hangman, you know, it's harvest time and you can see that he's not harvesting. He's sacrificed. He sacrificed the harvest to gain this knowledge. So you need to release the stuff that is holding you back. You need to sacrifice it, sacrifice those old ideas to gain this new knowledge. This is all about reflecting and pausing and then unlearning. So you need to unlearn things in order to move forwards. You need to unlearn your old patterns. What does she say for Seven of Wands? So there's the black wolf and the white wolf. And that's a lot like the Chariot card. Because in my other decks, the Chariot card, there's like a black horse, a white horse, right? I'm thinking of my Druidcraft deck. And the Chariot pulls the soul. It pulls the sun, it pulls the creativity, the growth. The Hermit being the soul personified, the Fool, the Hermit, you know, the kings and queens being the soul personified, moving forwards. So there's this light and dark. There's this conscious and subconscious in the mind, and needing to do that shadow work, needing to have that balance between the light and the dark, the subconscious and the conscious, to fully realize and move forwards. So it's interesting, she's got this white wolf for the Seven of Wands. And it talks about honor, courage, virtue, pride, fighting for what is right and good. Interesting interpretation of the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Swords, the crow and the snake. Emerald. Free will, reason, balancing your passions and emotions, your mind and your heart. This is about that balance. Taking responsibility for your life, self-determination. You are the driver of your own destiny. Interesting, I was just talking about the Chariot. She's got that for the Seven of Swords. You are the driver of your own destiny. Let me see if I can find the Chariot in the Druidcraft. And I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, the Chariot. See the light and the dark horse and the soul, the Hermit, the totality of who you are, not just your mind but your soul, drives the Chariot forward. You see it's got the ship's wheel, the mast, right? You are in charge of when your ships come in. You are pulling the sun. You are pulling your creativity, your personal growth. So if you're staying stuck in these ideas, the harvest that you are sacrificing is your personal growth. You need to let go of the old harvest, the old knowledge, to gain the new knowledge, to get that new beginning. I mean, he's got a sprig of I don't know what it is. I mean, there's mistletoe hanging on that tree, and it's an oak, so it's going from small, starting small, going bigger. There's a 4 with his legs, so it's talking about structure. It's talking about planning. But he's got this sprig. I wonder if it is oak leaves. I mean, oak leaves don't quite make that. They don't quite do that. Shoot, there's glare there. Okay, but you can see the oak leaves in his mouth. So he's taking in that knowledge, that understanding, that ability to grow. When he's not in an oak tree, he's in an apple tree because there's an apple in the corner, but mistletoe doesn't grow on apple trees. I don't know if you can see that there's an apple in the corner there. I did modify these to make them easier for me to shuffle because I do have small hands, small fat hands. And the apple, of course, is a tree of knowledge. I mean, it's appropriate he's hanging from the tree of knowledge, but that's interesting. And the bluebells are about the remembrance. And the spring, the new beginning, the new way of thinking, the new way of doing. It's all about taking control, but needing to have that balance between your passions and what's good for you, your emotions and your heart. So that's interesting. I hope this helps you prepare for the colder months. Have a great day. Take care.